No. What constitutes the gaze between male and females? Also, that is mentioned in details, subhanAllah, because there are some details. If a man and a woman, if she is ajnabiyya, that means she's not from his mahram and so on, then it's forbidden to gaze, which means the nadrat al-fuja'a, or the surprise, the all of a sudden, the one that has no say in seeing, there's no harm, which is the all of a sudden look, which is the first look. And the second one, as the Prophet ﷺ said, it's alayk, it's against you. So the first one is al-faj'a, is the surprise one, not that he would gaze and he still did not blink his eyes, and that means that's the first look. No, it's the one that comes with the surprise. And then he immediately have to lower his gaze, because after that it becomes one's actions and it becomes sins. And even another al-fuja, or the surprise one, say for example, you know that you're walking in the streets and there's a parade coming in the street, that if you take a left, for example, there's a parade coming, and you know that there are things that's haram for you to see. You know that, right? And you come to the crossroad and you take a left and you see the surprise look, and then it's already not a surprise one, because you know already that this is going to happen. And the same thing with the phones and all these machines. You know that if you do this, there will be something that is haram. So it's not a surprise look anymore. This is all a second and a third and a fourth one. And anything. So we're commanded to lower the gaze when it comes to the women. In some situations where it's permissible, in very rare occasions, and for example, the one that is very old, قواعد من النساء, meaning that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made certain ahkam for her. Now, al-qawa'id, even that is mentioned, as the ulama always mention this terminology in the books of fiqh, لِكُلِّ سَاقِطَ لَقِطَ. So anything that falls, there's someone that want to pick it up. So, it might be old for someone, but not old for someone else. So it's a relative thing. But no one would doubt that this is reached a very old age, right? Where it's permissible for her to loosen the hijab and things like this. So if someone speaks to her and he looks at her face, it's fine. And it's best, of course, to lower the gaze completely. If it's a contract, or someone to make sure that this other person is the true person, or for example in government offices or things of that nature, and if there's a woman, of course, then the woman would see one another. But if there's none, and the qadi or the judge, he has to make sure that who's the one that is one side of the contract and who's not. And the only way to do that in some situations is for him to see, then it's permissible in that case. And if there's a fingerprinting, then it's better, of course. There is the maharim, of course, a person can see the maharim, and there's the wife, which is, everything is permissible. So it's all different levels. But when it comes to those who are ajnabiyya to the person, this is where everything is to lower the gaze from completely, when they're speaking, when they're walking, and so on. Now, the other gender. For women, they are commended, as it's mentioned in the Quran, وَقُلْ الْمُؤْمِنَاتِ يَغْضُضْنَ مِنْ أَبْصَارِهِنْ. So the women also are commended to lower their gaze. So exactly like the men. So both are to lower the gaze. But yes, if some had made it a little bit of an ease for the women, because the women are different than the men when it comes to gazing, but the command in the Quran is to lower the gaze for both sides. When the ulama talked about this, is talking about the intensity of the effect of it in both sides, which is clear. But the command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is to lower the gaze. And sometimes you would find the brother lowering the gaze and the sister is not lowering the gaze, or vice versa. They both have to lower their gaze. And that's, as you see here, all these types of things, that it's clearly stated in the Quran. This is one of the things that we see how even in the name of the deen of Islam, many have been made this so loose, subhanAllah, that men and women mixing, or now the da'is and the women talking, and on all kinds of platforms without any limitations whatsoever. All of this is haram. And this is something that, women should fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Those who speak to millions of people like that, and with all kinds of excuses, this is not permissible. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us.